Stephan is worth over $10 million, but he still refuses to spend more than $20 on food in a day. Andrei Jikh drives a used Honda Civic despite having millions in investments. Meet Kevin could afford any luxury he wants, but chooses to live surprisingly frugally. What's going on here? Why do millionaire finance YouTubers live like they're broke? Let's break it down. Before we dive in, if you're new here, I analyze what top finance YouTubers are doing with their money so you can learn from their strategies. Subscribe if you want more breakdowns like this. Now let's get into it. First, let's talk about Stephan and his famous $20 food budget. Graham has openly shared that he's worth over $10 million. His YouTube channels make him hundreds of thousands per month. His real estate investments generate passive income. Yet he still tracks every dollar he spends on food. In multiple videos, Graham has shown his daily meals. A protein shake for breakfast that costs about $3, a simple lunch from Chipotle for around $10, and dinner that rarely exceeds $7. He'll literally calculate the cost per calorie to optimize his food spending. To most people, this seems insane. You're a millionaire, just buy the nice meal. But here's Graham's reasoning, and it actually makes sense when you understand compound interest. Graham explained that every $20 he doesn't spend today, invested in the stock market at a 10% average annual return, becomes over $100 in 20 years. That expensive dinner you're eating? That's $100 of future wealth you're consuming. He's not being cheap, he's being strategic. He genuinely doesn't get more enjoyment from a $50 steak than a $10 burrito. So why waste the money? That savings goes straight into index funds, real estate, and investments that actually build wealth. Now let's look at Andrei Jikh. Andrei is known for his dividend investing strategy and has built substantial wealth through YouTube and smart investments. Yet he drives a Honda Civic. Not a Tesla, not a Mercedes, a regular Honda Civic. In one of his videos, Andrei broke down the math on car ownership. A new luxury car might cost $60,000 to $80,000. But that same money invested in dividend stocks paying 3 to 4% annually would generate $2,400 to $3,200 per year in passive income. Forever. So the question becomes, would you rather drive a fancy car or have an extra $2,500 deposited into your account every year without working? Andrei chose the passive income. He also pointed out that cars are depreciating assets. The moment you drive a new car off the lot, it loses value. Meanwhile, stocks and real estate typically appreciate over time. Why put money into something that loses value when you could put it into something that gains value? This is a principle called opportunity cost. Every dollar you spend on one thing is a dollar you can't invest in something else. Millionaire YouTubers are hyper-aware of this. Meet Kevin is an interesting case because he's actually more willing to spend than Graham or Andrei, but he's still surprisingly frugal for someone worth tens of millions. Kevin will spend money on things that improve his productivity or business, like nice cameras or a good office setup. But he's talked about how he still shops at discount stores and looks for deals. Kevin's philosophy is different. He'll spend on things that make him more money, but he won't waste money on status symbols or luxury for the sake of luxury. His wealth comes from real estate investing, stock market gains, and his multiple YouTube channels. But you won't see him flexing with Lamborghinis or designer clothes. Here's what all three of these creators understand that most people don't. Here's the part that most people struggle with. Society tells us that once you make money, you should show it off. Get the nice car, the big house, the luxury lifestyle. That's what success looks like, right? But these millionaire YouTubers are showing us a different definition of success. Success isn't looking rich, it's being rich. Success isn't impressing strangers with your car, it's having financial freedom. Success isn't consuming more, it's building wealth that lasts. There's a famous saying, wealth is what you don't see. The person driving the used Honda Civic might have $2 million in investments. The person driving the BMW might be drowning in debt. You can't tell someone's net worth by their car. So what can we learn from all this? A few key takeaways. First, income and wealth are not the same thing. You can make $1 million a year and be broke if you spend $1 million a year. Wealth is the gap between what you earn and what you spend, invested over time. Second, Every spending decision is an investment decision. When you buy something, you're choosing that item over the future returns that money could generate. Sometimes that's worth it, but often it's not. Third, compound interest rewards patience. That $20 Graham doesn't spend on an expensive meal becomes $100 in 20 years without him doing anything. That's the magic of letting your money work for you instead of consuming it. Fourth, status symbols are a trap. Once you start trying to look rich, you'll never feel rich because there's always someone with more. Focus on being wealthy, not looking wealthy. And finally, frugality isn't about deprivation, it's about priorities. These millionaire YouTubers aren't suffering. They've just decided that financial freedom is more valuable than material possessions. Now here's my honest take. You don't have to be as extreme as Stephan with his $20 food budget.
On what to make videos on, so now you're just making breakfast and filming it. And yes, yeah, that is true, but also, it's not just any breakfast. This is a 97-cent breakfast. I'm not even exaggerating. I actually went and added up the cost of each and every one of these and then prorated how much I use every single day and then added it up. The whole thing that I'm about to show you guys is going to cost you only 97 cents.
You don't have to drive a Honda Civic forever if you genuinely love nice cars. The point isn't to copy their exact lifestyle. The point is to understand the principle. Living below your means and investing the difference is the proven path to wealth. Whether that means spending $40 on food instead of $20, or driving a Toyota instead of a Honda, the exact numbers don't matter. The mindset does. These millionaire YouTubers could easily afford luxury lifestyles. But they've done the math and realized that the temporary pleasure of expensive things isn't worth delaying financial freedom by years or decades. That's the calculation you need to make for yourself. What about you? Do you think these millionaire YouTubers are being smart or taking frugality too far? Let me know in the comments. And if you want more analysis of what top finance creators are doing with their money, subscribe and hit the notification bell. I'll see you in the next one.